Hey guys, Zomfox here, and today we are going to be talking about the signing of Stallions destroyer Micah Abernathy. If you don't know, he was the guy that had the game-sealing interception that ended the Stallions' undefeated season. He is going to be heading to the Green Bay Packers. As for his time in the USFL, aside from that great play, he was picked in the supplemental draft actually, not the actual draft. He was picked in the 4th round, but pretty early. But he ended up being a legit player. He played every single game. He ended up having 45 total tackles, half a sack, and 2 interceptions with a forced fumble. And naturally, one of those interceptions was the big one. He had 7 pass defenses and was overall one of the better safeties in the league. He is definitely probably top 5 safety, and he is going to the Packers. Now, he is a free safety, but and I know there's a difference, but for the sake of, transparency, we're going to be doing both safeties. As for the free safeties, the position he is, it's Darnell Savage, Vernon Scott, and then Dylan Levitt. And then their strong safeties are Adrian Amos, Ennis Gaines, Sean Davis, and Tariq Carpenter. As for Tariq Carpenter, he's a 7th round pick in this year's draft. So, late guy, we'll see. And then Sean Davis, he is the other strong safety above, and he was a 5th round pick by Indianapolis. He ended up going to the Packers, and he played in 1 game and had 1 tackle. Not really a legit player. And then Levitt, he is been around a bit. He's an undrafted free agent. He's been around a few years. He mainly was just with Vegas/Oakland. He only started 1 game, but that last year where he appeared in more games than before, he ended up actually having 2 pass defenses as well as 2 fumble recoveries, and he did have 35 total tackles. So he's been getting consistently better every year and has played a bit more pretty much. So he might get some legit playing time. As for the backups, however, that's when we get to see some other types. Ennis Gaines, he's played 1 year. He only played 1 game and 1 tackle, so another guy that's just But Vernon Scott, 7th round pick in 2020, he played a lot less last year than he did the year before. The year before he had 1 sack, 13 tackles. Last year he had 1 tackle. Another guy that really isn't that big a threat in the safety rotation. But their starters are pretty solid. They're 2 of the best safeties that haven't been a Pro Bowler. Adrian Amos is a 5th round pick, and despite being a 5th round pick, has become one of the more solid safeties in the league for pretty much since he started. He's consistently gotten like 60 tackles at minimum every year. And despite the fact that he has, been playing for a while, heading into his 8th season, he's improved in total tackles every year, pretty much almost every year. Went from the 60s for his first few years to 70s, then the 80s, and then last year in his first 90 tackle season. He's consistently been around 1 sack per year-ish. He usually can get a couple either fumbles, fumble recoveries, and interceptions. Very, very solid safety, very reliable. He's only missed a few games in his entire career. And then Darnell Savage, awesome player. 1st round pick in 2019. He's really a great player on this team. His stats kind of change a bit every year, and despite the fact that he had played 2 more games than he did his 2020, he ended up having 2 less interceptions, 3 less pass defenses, and a lot less tackles, but mixture of people not throwing to him as well, and him just, not being as great. But I think that is as for Abernathy. He really could become a 2nd stringer on this team, because it's not like their safety depth is that good. Their starters, they're great. I don't think he'll get above him, but I think he can definitely make the roster if he performs well in preseason. So we'll see. This has been Zomfox. If you enjoy this content, let me notify as soon as I upload any videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and as always, have a great night.